Could have this. Oh, yeah.
No context required for that one.
Context, just pork, 11 each. That's done. We'll pork it up.
For pork's sake.
Oh, pork me.
Troy, play the intro.
The new one or the old one?
This one, obviously.
My allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy!
You're still a failure!
I always come.
No offense, but I really don't care.
We don't care if you don't care. Welcome back to another Average Blokes episode. That is our amazing new intro.
That was supposed to be the outro, Jackson.
Oh, I don't care. It works better
that
as
whole
an intro
thing
too.
was supposed to be the outro.
It works just as good as an intro, to be honest. So
I missed the part where that's my problem.
This is true. This is true.
You record what?
No, I was gonna get serious and start talking about the show because,
Yes.
yes. No,
How do these things manage to just stop you completely in your senses?
Because I need to take it in and just analyze.
You're still a failure!
Shut up! Don't care.
I wasn't meant to click that one. I was meant to click this one.
Yes. So we were recording an episode last week, but Troy accidentally recorded me instead of himself, so we can't really upload that episode. So
Yes.
yeah, so we're gonna have to. Because I wrote down some notes because I went back and listened to some stuff, and I'm gonna just quickly go through that stuff we discussed briefly here.
Gotcha. So
Let's go. In and out. 20 minutes adventure.
I mean, that 20 minutes might be too much, but we'll see how we go.
yes.
So
Don't take it literal, Jackson.
No, don't take 20 minutes. So last episode we discussed a few things. So there's a new football team, the Tasmanian Devils.
Yes.
We discussed that the new logo resembled kind of like Mr. Beast's logo in a way.
More like it was a carbon copy.
Carbon copy, yeah. Warner Bros. There was an issue with Warner Bros. In the new team because the fact that there was a Tasmanian devil.
Somehow DreamWorks, is it DreamWorks?
No, Warner Bros. Warner Bros. All Looney Tunes.
It's owned by Who? Does anyone own Warner Bros?
I don't know. Maybe Disney. I don't know.
I don't know, but anyway, yes, that is. We discussed all this, and
Yes.
I recorded you instead of myself,
Yes.
unfortunately. But to summarize, basically, Warner Bros. Thought that they had the trademark, I think,
Of an animal.
for Tasmanian Devil because they thought they invented it and
Yes.
didn't know it was an actual animal. And then when whoever's in charge of the Tasmanian Devils football team had a chat with them and explained to them, it's an animal that was it's an animal here in Australia. They went, so we can't own that. And they're like, no, you can't. So we're going to go with the name since it's called Tasmanian Devil and we're a Tasmanian football team.
Correct. Yeah.
So according to the news people, the discussion about the copyright and if they could use the name or not, went over really well after that point.
Exactly. Pretty straightforward after that. So so now there's going to be the demons, the saints, and the devils. So there's a really 2 against 1 here in this holy heavenly war.
Yeah, we need the angels.
Yeah, that's true. Now
we need the
sorry?
we need the Southern Angels for Southern Territory. Have they got a football team?
I don't know who you're talking about.
No, sorry, not Southern Territory, Northern Territory. Yeah,
They haven't got a team yet. No,
Northern Territory. Yeah, we need the Northern Angels.
I think they'd be called. No, they can't be called the Thunder because it's the power. But yeah, anyway, that's their team.
The Thunder.
So there was the thing we were talking about the logo, how it looked like Mr. Beast. I was talking about how there was a logo spotted in Canada that had an electrician van that had the same old Port Adelaide logo. And
wait, this was in Canada?
Yeah, in Canada. So an expat living in Canada spotted the van and that looks awfully familiar.
So someone was using a football logo as their business as their business logo. That's brilliant.
Yeah. So
the copyright probably fell through for it, so they were able to use it.
I mean, it doesn't really. I don't think it's any personal. It's no effective interest because it's obviously in Canada and it's literally.
It doesn't matter, Jackson. It's international stuff.
Yeah. Anyway,
Like you can't just because it's in America, just because there's something in America. Like I can't use the Apple logo for my personal business.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be like Crapple or something. Like you need to change a couple of things.
Correct. The other thing was, where was it? Oh, we were talking about the Kia Tasman briefly. I think we were talking about the design or the price of it. I can't remember. Oh, you saw a billboard for it. That's what you didn't like.
That's right. We talked about the Kia Tasman, and you watched the.
You're live. We're live.
We're
Hello,
live,
everyone.
We're not, hello, Letitia.
Well, it's
You're not in your underwear or anything.
There,
You want to see Courtney?
no, don't do
You
that.
want to look at Courtney?
Don't do that.
You want to see Courtney? Look,
I know,
there's
I saw.
Courtney.
I'll get the hand wash it later.
Hand wash it later, Jackson.
Yeah, hand wash it. Yeah, well, after this episode.
You didn't wash your spoon, Jackson. Naughty Jackson.
No, the dishwasher didn't do a good job.
Oh, the dishwasher didn't do a good job, so it's the dishwasher's fault.
Correct. That's right. Not me.
Okay.
We had a discussion about Call Me Kevin chat and how I was watching his Sims 2 playthrough. His Sim 2 plays. It's very enjoyable.
Yes, of course. Call me Kevin. And then I said, oh, yeah, the reason why the Whiskey Potato guy, the guy who does a lot of Civ videos, the reason why I couldn't pick up his accent the other day was because he has a bit of a lisp.
Yes, correct.
But then as soon as he said the word feck, I was like, oh, that's very Irish.
Yes. We talked briefly about there was a female cricketer who hit a six so hard that it broke a car window that was in the stadium on display. And
That's right. We had such a good episode because I remember joking about how the car had its own private.
took up all the seats.
Oh man!
And then
I look back at Jackson. You're making me regret not recording myself even more and more.
No, that's okay. I remember the one joke I particularly enjoyed was like the reason why it was there is because it was. Yes, I did.
No offense, but I really don't care.
What was that? No, it'd be fine. It got ripped.
You don't have any friends.
It was all...
Nobody likes you.
It's Troy's playing these really effective and relevant
Yes.
sound effects.
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
She's just standing there menacingly. Troy, I thought we were having the guest episode was your wife, not my wife.
We don't care. Let me tell you. We don't care. Jerry.
No. I think is Courtney still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
She spends every time I record Jackson.
Oh yeah,
right,
she's listening.
She's
every
always
time.
in the background, sitting there.
Every time we do an episode, Courtney's in the background listening, watching.
All the time, every time, most of the time.
Okay. The other thing we were discussing briefly was your basketball results. And that you're playing in the summer. I can't remember.
We were top four and bottom three.
Yep.
So it's very impressive. We were in the top 4 team, and we were in the bottom 3 team. So we were smack dab in the middle.
Yeah. Your veggie gun and my passion fruit trees. So like obviously you're growing tomatoes out of your wazoo.
Did you just write down a list of points for our previous our deleted episode?
Yeah, one that obviously won't make it.
Oh, Jackson, that is amazing. That is just...
I'm not the hero the world wants.
In my perspective, yes. Well, some of these bits we had really good bits though, because we were talking also about the story of Pit My Ride, about how they filmed the episode, but then at the end of the episode, they.
the better homes and gardens. Yes. 4. It was it. I would have enjoyed listening to it. Damn it.
Yeah, unfortunately, we'll never be able to.
That actually annoys me.
Relive
It was
that
the
moment.
whole Better Homes and Gardens.
We had a conspiracy theory
except
about
it's Pimp My Ride.
The conspiracy theory about Better Homes and Gardens that when they go do someone's garden, they send the people away for a day or 2 holiday, and then they come back. And then, the guy's terrible. How dare you? And then
No. There was the whole. Do you reckon they just move the dirt after they make one garden look good? They rip it all down like they did with Pimp My Ride, and they just go next door and do that garden up with the leftover bits and pieces.
Now all the plants are fake.
No, it was so Pimp My Ride, Courtney. It's all fake, but what they did was they'd soup up these cars and make them all look nice and cool, right? And put TVs and that in them, and then they'd rip them out and use them in the next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with
They never fix the cars.
But it would be instead of
No, they use
Pimp My Garden.
Pimp My Garden.
Yeah, exactly. Like Better Homes and Gardens, but it turns out they were doing the same thing as Pimp My Ride, and just would plant all these lovely trees. And we're going to plant a nice apple tree here to help
That's
with
just
the
the
scenery.
theory,
And then literally, as they finish recording, they rip it all out, go next door, and do the same thing.
Yeah, that's just the theory, but yeah, that could be funny. Like, just imagine that. We had a discussion about the crossover of the TV show called The Block and that private house inspector YouTuber. Imagine if that guy was on The Block.
Ah, yes.
And
not even imagine him, but imagine like The Block, how many safety and out of spec and tolerance things would be, like how off things would be, how are not up to code.
Yeah.
It's because I reckon at The Block,
You lying dicks!
is what they are.
Definitely. I mean, it's scripted, so I guess,
Yep.
What is she doing now?
She's just sitting on the couch with the cat on her. The cat got comfortable.
Last thing I want to point out was we talked about personal gaming stuff towards the end. Like, you were talking about how you're playing 64 games and you're also playing a game called Graveyard Keeper. And I was also talking about my Animal Crossing stuff when I only needed 1 or 2 more things to finish off the museum collection.
Correct. And I thought it was funny because...
Graveyard Keeper is just yes, Animal Crossing.
Because it's funny.
It's funny. That's funny.
Yes.
So, that was last week's episode that never made it to air.
I'm looking forward to recording the one for this week, tomorrow, and this next week.
Are you actually going to do that, though?
Well, you don't want to record one tomorrow as well?
Oh, sorry, yeah, we will. Sorry, I thought you were talking about you were re-recording the voiceover for the other one.
Oh, yeah, that. No, I might do that, actually. I'll give it a good... But could you imagine, like, I could change everything I say, and you could just be... I'd be like, Jackson, I don't understand what you're saying, and they're just like, oh, that's so funny, yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. Like, I could react to what you're saying to me and try and guess it and set it up.
Yeah. Well, the ball's on
And
your
the
court
best
on that one.
part... And the best part is you can't stop me because I have your audio because I recorded it.
Yes, you do. You do. That's very concerning.
So...
Shots are being fired. But they're not hitting.
I want to know what these ones are because these are weird. This is Boombox Snitch. Oh, it's combination.
So since this is a new episode,
Yes.
hello everyone. Did we say hello at the start off? I can't remember.
Welcome to the Average Blokes podcast. We're only like 10 minutes in, but that's all right.
Well, you caught up from last episode that didn't happen. So
That's right. Yes. So,
how's what? Any highlights for you from?
I had to go back to KFC today to get my food, and I think they still got my order wrong. I mean, not KFC, Red Rooster. I had to go back to Red Rooster.
Ooh.
I got annoyed at Courtney because we get our food, we sit down in the car ready to go. I go, Courtney, and I'm like, there's only like 2 boxes in here. Aren't we supposed to get 3? And I'm like, Courtney, can you check the food for me? And she goes, nah, it's fine. I'm like, but there's meant to be more. It doesn't look right. And she goes, no, it's fine. And I go, all right. Then we drive home. I'm like, where's my burger? There's no burger here. The one thing I wanted, the other stuff that they gave us that I ordered was stuff I wasn't, like I decided to get while I was there, but I was going to get a burger.
Mm-hmm.
We go back. I get Courtney to go get the burger, right? But I'm pretty sure I was supposed to get it in a box, and they only gave me a combo. So,
Okay.
but I said to Courtney as we got out onto the main road, I was like, I'm not turning around again to check it to confirm whether we were meant to get a box or not.
Which Red Rooster did you go to? I'm trying to think of the one that's near you.
The one that's near me.
Obviously, cheers, mate. Really helpful. No,
The one that's around the corner.
Oh, around the corner. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I know the one now.
Yes.
It's what I would have said if I just thought a bit.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
Well, I mean, it's definitely not your problem. That's for sure.
I love having all these sound effects.
Yes.
Do it.
I would love to do it. This wasn't my highlight, but you brought up Red Rooster. Macca's does pineapple rings now.
Yes.
I didn't know that. Courtney, Macca's does pineapple rings apparently.
But they're not as good as Red Roosters.
You heard it here, folks. The soggy and gross.
Yeah, the Red Roosters just feel so much fresher. I don't know what is with
right. Well,
Red Rooster, but their batter's better too.
Well, they wait. So are the Macca's ones fried or not?
I mean, I don't know what they are. But yeah, they're not as good as Red Roosters.
Sorry, I'm struggling here because I've got two people talking to me at the same time, and I know that only one of them's going to get picked up in the recording.
Probably. Yeah.
Which is not Courtney.
No, clearly not.
Summarize. What's wrong with them, Courtney?
Double thumbs down.
Why are they double thumbs down?
Batter's not cooked properly.
The batter's not cooked properly.
Well, it's not that.
Outside's burnt. Wait.
Well,
Huh?
see, for me,
the batter's not cooked properly, but the outside's burnt.
they overcook
How do you
it.
do? How?
No. So
That must be some thick batter.
I think what happens is they cook it too much. No, they don't. They don't cook it. They cook it quick enough, but not hot enough all the way around. They cook it hot enough, but not quick enough or long enough, whatever. But the thing is, like the batter is different between Red Rooster and Macca's. So that the batter they use at Red Rooster.
I didn't
is so much
even
better.
know they had batter at Macca's.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Is
obviously,
anything
must be
battered in
recent.
Macca's?
I don't really
Does
know.
Macca's sell
Filet
anything
fish.
battered?
Filet fish.
Oh, yeah, true. And their chicken stuff. Yeah, that's true.
Probably.
True. Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing. Okay. Red Rooster got better fried pineapple.
Anyway, yeah, that was my highlight of the week.
Yeah. My highlight was from work today. I mean, I don't usually have a...
Jackson, all you do is talk about work.
Yeah, but this is really funny. So,
Continue.
one of my colleagues was in a private residential building doing thermal imaging on all these switchboards, and like the guys, the site wants us to do every board possible, whether it's got just a main switch, just thermal that. Now, the problem was my guy thought he had to isolate the power, so then the residents lose their power for a brief moment. But
Yep.
so he was doing that all week.
He flipped the isolator.
So he can get it off and so he can look behind the panel.
Oh, yeah. So he turned off the power to the switchboard.
Yeah, to a different switchboard. But because this main switch had its own little box, we had to open that up to have a look inside the thermal.
Yeah.
Okay,
what
so
happened?
he's been there all week, and he was saying like it's going to take a week, or it's going to take even more time, like even for next week. I rock up, and the first thing I noticed was on the panel where the main switch is, there's a little release screw. So literally, what you do, you take off the two plate screws, and there's this little straight slot screw which says release. And you push it, you turn it clockwise,
Push
a
it
little
in
bit, and it
and
pops out.
twist. Oh.
So this poor bloke's been there.
So the thing came.
Yeah.
So the meter box opened up.
Yeah.
And popped open.
And this poor guy's
And this
been
guy well, he's been doing like individual ones where you could just pop it out and do the whole thing.
Yeah, taking a lot longer. Yeah, poor bloke. But yeah,
Maybe I should get a job at your company.
get an electrician license, and you can definitely do it.
Apparently, I don't need to. Was
Wow.
this guy an electrician?
Yes, he was.
What? He was a qualified electrician.
Yeah, he just hasn't.
And he
seen
couldn't-
I just don't think he's seen that main switch before. Like I definitely have.
Okay. You think he would have messaged you or sent a photo to you or someone else and gotten a second opinion?
So it's funny though, because so I was there with two other guys. One of the guys was the original guy. It was
They're all sitting there scratching your head. You kind of like look at the box, then look at the guy,
Well, no,
then
'cause-
turn and look at the other guy, and then look at the box, and then just kind of go, boop, and it pops open, and they're like, "What? How did you do that?"
That's essentially what happened, because the guy he sent down the other guy who was helping him as well today to come pick me up from the ground floor, and we went up to, and he showed me what we were doing, and then I'm like, okay, so yeah, for some reason you're having to turn that off to take a panel off, whatever, and then so he went off and did what he did, and I started doing it. Then I was looking at the board, going, oh yeah, that's the release screw. I can just take that off, and then I waited for the original guy rang me saying how it was going. And I was like, I'm going to blow your effing mind.
I'm all done.
Yeah, all done. I'm going to blow your mind. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, you do realize there's a release screw where you can just pop up and then open the panel? He's like, no. And I showed the other guy as well, and they were like, oh my gosh. So yeah, their job is now not going to take as long now, considering how much easier. Because
Not gonna take a week.
The thing was, they were isolating all the units because of this. Like each floor was going to lose power because of take this panel off, and like the maintenance guys on that site had emailed all the residents to say you're going to lose power at some point at the time.
Yeah,
for
like
now
20
they're not.
minutes or
Yeah,
something.
and now they're not going to have to. And they're like, just keep this on the lowdown that you don't tell them that we're gonna don't have to turn off the power anymore.
That's probably why every time we get your power might turn off at some point and it never turns off. We're like, oh, okay, I guess they did the thing without having to turn off our power.
So, yeah, that was pretty funny. But yeah, I just like those guys that made them lot more happier. And yeah,
I see. So they were freaking out, like, oh, it's going to take us all week. And
it's the final switchboard. Da-da-da-da.
I was thinking more the final brain cell.
Okay. So yeah, another highlight which I kind of want to talk about because it was funny with you at the time. We were watching that Essendon game against Sydney, and particularly where that one player killed the other player almost.
Oh, that was just.
I've never seen that side of you watching when I was watching a football game with you. Yeah.
I've just shocked the guy. Bloody start of the game. Of course, they all got pissed off and tried to beat the shit out of the guy. Like it almost turned into a rumble at the start of the game because I go for Essendon, and even I was shocked to see this guy come sprinting up and basically like specky the guy when he's not even jumping for the ball. He's catching it down low.
Yeah.
The guy's not. He's not even going to make it, and he just full on jumps with his knees out. From the angle I saw it, it looked like he actually kneed him in the face. But after you see the replay, you see he actually like hit him. Like,
he goes to turn as well.
He turned and he hit him like that or something. He hit him with his arm. I don't think he elbowed him, but he hit him with his arm.
Because like the whole AFL media is blown up about this. Like, oh, he's just protecting himself. He's going to get weak, so he's protecting himself. And
yeah,
so, like,
was that actually in the like the news and stuff? What happened with the player there?
A lot.
Yeah,
It's been
because
non-stop.
Yeah, because it was the most ridiculous thing I've seen in football. I don't watch that much football, but
so yeah, he's been suspended for 4 weeks. So yeah,
yeah, good. I mean, like I said, I go for Essendon, but the guy basically went to specky someone who wasn't even jumping for a mark. Like it was just a casual. Like the ball's coming,
yeah,
and the guy going for the ball is catching it at a low angle. Like he's not reaching up for it. He's catching it low and just gets full on like.
For those who,
I wouldn't even call it a tackle. I'd call it a bulldoze train.
For those listening and don't know what we're talking about, search up Peter Wright versus Sydney collision, I guess, or high.
It was the equivalent. I'd call it tackling in danger, to be honest, because I don't know what I guess bumping in danger. Yeah, but because I wouldn't call it a tackle. The guy was going for a mark or something, or a specky. He was going for a specky.
It was a contest, a marking contest.
It was he had his knee up. He was trying to specky the guy, but the guy's catching it like low, and as he's catching it, he's turning, and the Essendon player just goes bang, it like comes flying. It looked like he ran into him with his knees up, but instead he sort of like hit him with his shoulder as he came through, but. Like I said, I'd call it the equivalent of tackling in danger.
So yeah, it was interesting because like a lot of the media was obviously divided. There was one of these supposedly old legendary player who was like, "If he gets weeks, I'm not going to watch the game ever again. The game's gone soft."
If he gets weeks, what a bullshit thing. Show me when another like. There's bound to be some out there, but show me like more than 10 of incidents where it's been like that.
Yeah, and they've gotten off. That's happened last year, or the last 2 or 3 seasons where that's happened. Because it's the new norm. Like, they're trying to protect the player and not get lawsuited by people who get brain injuries down the line. But anyway.
But here's the funny thing, right? Like, you could clearly see, if I'm that player running towards to get a tackle or interception, because he was going for the interception. He was going to try to catch the ball. Mm-hmm. Like, you're watching, and the guy's essentially caught it, and he's being tackled like almost at the same time. Like he's already made the mark, and then he's getting slashed against. It was like seeing you know what the Essendon player did. He did a lariat to him. He full on came running up and clotheslined him.
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't really. No, it wasn't a clothesline. It was more of like because he turned. But
So yeah, that was
I can't. You can't blame the guy though, because the other guy, as he was catching it, he was turning as well. Like he caught it while turning, just as the Essendon player came up. But he essentially came running at him, realized, oh, I can't stop. I'll just jump into him. I'll just make it look like a specky.
Yeah. So that was yeah.
But the thing, sorry, I'll finish up with the thing that I was real surprised was that they didn't get a free kick from it.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
it was 100%. It was he'd essentially caught the ball. Yeah. They didn't. They did. They did after a good minute of the guy lying on the ground and the game still playing on. Umpire didn't call anything until until they all realized, oh shit, he's not getting up off the ground. I mean, he could have been flopping.
Yeah. So there was all sorts of AFL media bonanza about that incident. There was also another thing which I showed you the video earlier of, but the issue I have with AFL media is that some of them are just deadpan boring. Like there's no real entertainment or anything that makes you want to watch more of it.
I'm not a fan of sports media to begin with that much.
Yeah.
But I hear the Bombers are coming. They're coming. Right. They're coming. They're coming hard.
Just like our intro, they always come.
I want to know where, like, what that is from. What that clip is from.
It's from an actual channel. It's from one of the AFL. It's from either the first round or second round where they're obviously coming from behind, I guess. But yeah, I want to play this clip I sent you earlier this week, just so like the people who are not idea what was going on. But yeah, so this is basically
is this is this the video?
Yeah, this is the video.
Will it translate to audio format that well?
I mean, you can listen to it. You can get an idea. So this is what Channel 7, which is our most liberal station ever, and they obviously they got to make professional look everything. Like anything be like by the book, but like they do it such a terrible way. It's just like makes you want to turn off.
Do you want to explain it better? Basically, they try to do live, not live commentary, but just like YouTube style post commentary with the background of what's going on.
Yeah. So we'll play it now.
Let's have a look at Trent
analysis.
Hey guys, Trent Cotchin here. We're going to run through a little bit about what isn't quite working for the Pies, but also how good Sydney are going with regards to their team defence and their contest wins. So in this example, we see Collingwood held up in the middle of the ground. Obviously, typically they like to go fast, but they're trying to control possession.
This is so exciting to watch.
You see Rowbottom at the top of the screen, just in a position where he can see both his direct opponent, the threat in front of him, and the kicker. And then in the right time, he actually pushes away, comes through, impacts the ball, and then they get their offense going.
With
speed on the ball, and it would have resulted in a goal had they not have spoiled each other.
So I want the best product here.
Okay.
I want us to be at the cutting edge, and I want us to be the best. And sorry, it's a blatant rip-off, but I just had to go there.
Are you able to pause it or not?
Just wanted to show you
pause it after, that's fine.
At the moment. So let's take a look at the vision. In this example, you can see James Sicily with the football, and he kicks it to his teammate, who marks it. His teammate then doesn't quite know what to do, so he decides to kick it to his teammate, who marks it as well. His teammate then, Ward, kicks the ball, and his teammate...
Anyway, that goes on for quite a while, but yeah, like... And his teammate doesn't know what to do with it, and so he kicks it to his other teammate.
I think the audience is going to need the two people watching, one or two, at this with this specific episode. I'm going to need context behind that, Jackson. It doesn't translate well to me.
No, obviously not. No.
Basically, there's one guy who's an AFL commentator who's commentating on a play and explaining what's going on. Let me finish. The other guy is a host for an AFL football show. Mm-hmm. What is it? Is it before the game, after game?
It's called the footy show.
The game.
The Sunday
footy show. Oh yeah, it was a footy show. I'm not sure which one it was, but anyway, the other one was the commentator from the footy show making fun of the other guy of his style of
and how
sports commentary, and how you could easily do the same thing. Just put yourself in, like what I'm doing right now with the pork, but with a video.
Yeah.
And I just realized that doesn't translate to audio format either. It's just confused. Oh, God. I wish we had video.
And his co-host doesn't know what to do with his background, so he decides to change it.
My background is Cole's pork. If you don't know what that is, look up Cole's pork.
Specifically Scotch fillet.
Is it actually a Scotch fillet? I can't tell. Does it say Scotch fillet?
It does.
It's a pork steak, is it?
Yeah, it says...
Oh, it is a Scotch fillet. Well, there you go.
So that co-host talks about the story about the thing we just played, and then he realizes he's ended his sentence, and now it's time for his other co-host to start talking.
And now we're talking about those co-hosts talking. That's the thing. That's the thing that annoys me, right? So why would you you got these football commentators making fun of another football commentator on his because of his quote unquote analysis.
Yep.
Which, don't get me wrong, his analysis is garbage. There's nothing to analyze there. The guy they're just playing the game. That's like me saying, oh yeah, I was in basketball, LeBron should have passed it instead of shooting it. Of course he should have passed instead of shooting it. He didn't get the shot off, or he didn't. His team, you see what happened here is he shouldn't have tried to pass it because they got the interception.
And James Harden goes for the 3 throw and misses when he could have passed it.
James Harden's mistake here was he shimmied. He did the little shimmy. He shouldn't have shimmied. You know what the shimmy is, don't you, Jackson?
Yeah. I saw those clips in Instagram.
Yeah, his mistake is, and you see over there, I'm trying to think of another well-known basketball player that isn't retired or is on the team.
Steph Curry,
who's on Harden's team.
Oh, I don't know. No, he's not.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. He should have passed it to this person so that anyway.
Yeah, he goes on.
You've got sports commentators making fun of other sports commentators, and that's part of their sports commentary.
But no. The thing is, I'm all for that because there's so much one-way style of content and the way it's being delivered that there needs to be this kind of more parody, sort of entertaining style. Because honestly, listening to Trent Condon, hi guys, Trent Condon here. I'm gonna show you how Collingwood lost to Sydney because Sydney are just better. And the passage of play that you watch is so obvious. You don't need someone to explain to you why and how this happened.
I get that, but the problem is if I'm watching a video, I'm watching the footy show, I'm watching these guys talk about sports commentary or talk about sports. And then I'm watching this other guy that they've played so they can make fun of him. And I'm sitting there going, I don't want to listen. Why would you play his stuff? I'm here to watch your show, not his show.
I know.
I don't care if you make fun of him.
It's just entertaining though, because Channel 7 so bland.
It would be like if the equivalent for YouTube for me personally that I could understand is it's like if Markiplier made a video making fun of Jacksepticeye's way of playing, for example, Amnesia.
Oh, so easy to do.
Yeah, exactly. You're sitting there going, "Why? What bloody cat? Get out of here!
Smokey's making
Get out of here, Smokey." Yeah,
Smokey saw the pork. That's the problem.
Oh, that's the wrong thing. Smokey saw the pork. Did Smokey see the pork?
Smokey wants pork on her paw. Get some pork on your paw.
Whoops. But anyway, don't stop sniffing my mic. Get out of here. Get. Anyway, it's like if Markiplier made a video while he was playing Amnesia, making fun of Jacksepticeye playing Amnesia.
Mm-hmm.
That's the equivalent to what it sounds like. Why would you play? Why would anyone care?
Exactly. Yeah. So AFL season is really truly here, unfortunately. I mean, now as long as our teams win and stuff, I guess that makes it something better off. But yeah,
I have 2 reasons why I don't watch football.
Go on.
One of them is it takes too long for them to get into the game. Frankly, you got to wait ages for the actual game.
Well, that's
to start.
The thing. You just watch when it's the last quarter. That's
the other thing. You just watch the last quarter.
Yeah.
That and if I do watch it, I usually watch it at the start, and I watch the whole thing, and it goes for 2 hours? Yeah, it's like
almost.
it's like my whole night of watching, and it's not really worth it unless my team is playing.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, I mean, I just like the whole
Some people love it though. I mean, a lot of
Yeah.
people love it, I should say.
Yeah, because the commentary, like some people do. They actually watch the game, but they have the radio turned on for commentary because sometimes the radio commentary is a lot better. Like, and this is the thing though, because like the Channel 7 commentators, like the ones on Friday nights, they that same duo are on Triple M, and Triple M is a lot more looser and a lot more entertaining. So it's annoying to hear those same guys on Triple M on Channel 7 when it's like, oh, these guys are just plain boring rubbish. But when you hear them on Triple M, it's like, oh my gosh, are these the same guys? Because they.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what? They're more they're got more freedom on Triple M or something.
Correct. Yeah. Because I was discussing with you, it's about how Channel 7 is very liberal in my opinion.
I don't understand what you meant by that, by liberal. You know what liberal means?
Yeah. No, like not in the ways of.
Do you mean
ways of being actual liberal itself, but it's supported the Liberal Party, so in their way of thinking. Like,
okay, so again, I'm confused, right? So you've got the Liberal Party, which is more conservative, right?
Yeah, so that's what I should be saying. They're more of a conservative channel, I should say.
But their conservative is a little different to, for example, American style conservatism.
Yeah.
Or British liberal. Like, it's a little so. How do I explain this? So when you say Channel 7 is more liberal, do you mean they're more nanny?
Nanny state. That's probably the one. Yeah.
See, that's a little bit more Labour.
Okay.
I'd say because Labour's.
The only reason I say liberal though was because it supported that Ben Warwick Smith. I think his name was that. Hero, allegedly. Well, he was a war hero, but then he got found out with his war crimes, and Channel 7 supported his court case and everything.
Okay, so that is a little bit more liberal leaning.
Yes.
Like if our liberal way of looking at things.
Because they even gave him, like, after during or even before the court case, they gave him a job at Channel 7 Queensland.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on there.
Because it revealed the guy had a bunch of war crimes and all that.
Yeah, pushed amputees off a cliff, allegedly. But yeah, so
wait, pushed what?
Yeah, he pushed. This is allegedly. Yeah, he pushed amputees off cliffs. And he drank. Allegedly, he drank alcohol out of an amputee foot.
Okay, wow, that's kind of messed up. Yeah, that's a little bit so.
Allegedly.
How do I explain this? So that's bad, right?
Yeah, but Channel 7 want to support him for some reason.
That's exactly. So what I'm saying is that's bad. So if you were to look at it from an Australian political perspective, right?
Yes.
Then you would say, if you were to say a channel was more Labor leaning, or it is more Labor leaning, or then you'd say. They wouldn't hire a guy they wouldn't even touch a guy who supposedly pushed, like, even if it was just a rumor, right? But if you're conservative or a bit more like Australian Liberal Party, then you sort of news media network, all that stuff, then you wouldn't really give a shit.
No,
you wouldn't care.
That's right.
You'd be hiring the guy anyway because he's a mate of the boss's son or something.
Yes.
Like, it would be some stupid
Kerry
something
Stokes,
like
mate. No, Kerry Stokes' channel's not, I think. I can't remember, but anyway, yeah. Yeah. So,
because I mean, both parties. If we're gonna talk about the politics, both parties, Liberal and Labor, they're all over the place. One's more liberal with other things. One's more conservative with other things.
Yeah. Yes. That's just kind of a wild thing because obviously,
but they're both pretty bad. They're both smack dab in the middle and bad. One just tries to look more caring, while the other one looks more like they want everyone to do better. You see what I mean? Like, you can say, you could argue one party's more caring, and then you could argue another party wants everyone to do better and have more money, for example. Can you take a guess which party I'm saying cares more and which party wants everyone to do better?
Kind of. Wait, say again?
So, from a political perspective,
Yeah.
you've got the Labor Party and you've got the
Yes,
Liberal
Liberal
Party.
Party.
If I said one party cares more and the other one wants people to do better, which party would you think is...
So Liberal cares more, but Labor wants to do better, I dare say.
See, I was going to say the reverse, but the problem is you can interchange it all.
Yeah, it still makes sense, yeah.
You can't, exactly. There's no... So let me try with American politics. So one cares more while the other one wants people to do better. And you've got Democrat and Republican. Which one do you think is which?
Again, that's
so which
debatable.
party do you think... Okay, but if you were to take a wild guess at which party would you say cares more about people, and which party do you think wants people to do better?
Democrats do want better, I guess, and Republic. Although again, you can flip that again, couldn't you?
Yeah, but who would you say cares more? So
the Republics.
Out of all the
the Republics.
It's annoying.
And then Democrats could do better.
Yeah, I was going to say the reverse. So
Okay.
Okay, I'll switch it back to Labor and Liberal. I'll give you an example. Which party is more likely to build a hospital, Liberal or Labor?
Mm-hmm. Oh, Liberal.
Okay.
No, Liberal would promise one, but then Labor would do it.
There you go. So, which party cares more, and which party wants people to do better?
Again, yeah.
Okay. So let's put it this way: which party would build a freeway, and which party would build a hospital?
Liberal would care, and Labor would pay. No.
Which party would build a hospital, and which party would build a freeway?
Oh.
That's what.
Labor
yes.
would. Yeah, Labor would probably build the hospital. No, Labor would probably build the freeway. Yeah, and then Liberal would build the other thing.
If you say so.
I mean, I don't know.
That's every example I've given you, and I've been thinking the reverse. Somehow you've gotten at the reverse of what I was thinking. So let me put it this way: I always saw Labor as being the party that says they care about people, and and they care about, for example, what is it called when multiculturalism and all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I've seen them present themselves, as caring more about pregnant women, caring more about immigrants, caring more about people who are down on their luck and all that. And then I see Liberals as presenting themselves, because they're both full of shit either direction. They just do whatever gets them the most votes. But Liberal presents themselves as more of the working kind of class, and how can I help you get more money? Is how they present themselves. Well, as Labor presents it more as how can I help you? So yeah. The freeway and hospital example is, I was going to say Labor would build a hospital because we need more hospitals. We always need more hospitals. While Liberal would build more freeways because everyone needs to get to work somehow, and we want people to get work.
That makes sense. And because Liberals were trying to promise more car parks for train stations.
Of course they were. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Instead of setting up, I don't know, like cheaper cars or making electric cars cheaper or something. I don't know. What the heck are you? What is that lip balm thing or that nose thing?
My old microphone stand that was on here.
Why are you sniffing your old microphone stand?
I got my fingers all going weird. Hey, this is going to be a very hypocritical topic that we're going to talk about for the rest of the episode.
I mean, I just spoke about politics. What's more hypocritical? Continue.
Tropes.
Podcast tropes.
Yeah.
I never heard of them.
What's your most infuriating ones that you like? Like, what's the one you like what really infuriates you, or
what really infuriates me?
I found a Reddit post, which I'm kind of glad.
I don't know, technology podcasts.
So this person who originally posted it said, "It really annoys me when somebody makes a segue and then somebody else on the podcast makes a comment about, hey, good segue, or now that segue, just let it be. We'll get that you just happened."
Oh, I see what you say. So it's typical things that happen in every podcast.
Yeah.
Segue thing. I don't know, you know what, my highlight of the week is my one. I don't even know. For us personally, I think we only have the highlight of the week thing just so we can start talking about something. We don't have any real highlights of the week. What was your highlight of the week? I had to go back to the restaurant and get my food because they gave me the wrong order. What a highlight.
Yeah. Someone said live specials, which is odd. I think live specials is not a bad idea, though, because it draws more audiences and money, I guess. Okay,
so I can give you a perfect example of this because I'm listening to the Critical Role podcast, which is that D&D one.
Yeah.
And it has been fantastic because it fills in 3 hours of my listening time for each episode. And even if I don't listen to the whole thing, they do a summary at the start of the next episode. So if you miss what's happened, you can sort of figure it out. But what has bothered me, and it's happened twice now, is they do live shows for like Comic-Con Los Angeles or Comic-Con New York or something, or some sort of convention. They do a live show of Courtney. They can't see the cat.
She's the highlight of your week.
Well, she's the highlight of the year.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hold on. Yeah, she's the highlight of North Smoke. She's the highlight. Oh, she hopped over you.
Understandable.
Anyway. Yes, she wanted to get away.
I found
anyway. They do live a live episode of D&D, right? And I like listening to it, but I don't like I don't like listening to it as much as you've put her in an awkward position, Courtney. She wants to get away. Ow!
Yes.
Anyway. They do a live episode, and usually they spend like 2 minutes just, doing their branding thing, doing their ads before they get into the actual episode. But because they're doing a live one, they're doing it in front of a live audience as well, so you can hear the people scream and yell in the background, and they spend a good 10 minutes just talking about everything else that's going on.
Yeah.
But I need to listen to the episode because if I skip, I don't. I miss out on the whole that part of the plot line.
Yeah, that's fair. There's a comment on here, which I high suspect this is the one you could have written, but you obviously probably didn't. This one says, outrageously long podcast where the entire premise is just a few people talking about literally anything over a few brewskis.
Almost every single Australian podcast except for ours.
Yeah. Usually presented in the podcast description in an overly chummy way that screams like it's trying to make the lazy editing personable. Maybe I just hate this podcast, but I don't have any other podcast pet peeves other than that. There has to be some structure. Sorry.
They could always just not listen to a podcast where people are drinking.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know why I said it like that. What was that, Courtney?
Considering last episode you were drinking wine, but then
you have one glass. I think it was the one before that, actually.
Yeah, probably that one, actually.
You have it's gone, Courtney. I drank it all. That's not wine. That's Dr. Pepper.
What is that radio show?
Courtney, get me my wine bottle.
What is that radio show that they're doing? Is it beer or soft drink? And they open the can on the radio show.
I don't know. I don't listen to the radio.
Neither.
What radio show?
What's a radio?
What's a radio show?
So people are debating like structure versus non-structure. This person says, I hate structured ones. A topic is nice too, but I like it when they trail off. Got to be people I already know, though. Got
to be people I already know.
Yeah, which is
have to have met them.
Yeah.
Hey, you know me, don't you? Person who's listening right now.
Yeah.
I know what's wrong with... sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I know what's wrong with our Courtney brings me a bottle of Jack Daniels that I haven't touched in almost 6 months.
Someone says live shows are horrible, and a host that says every 5 seconds.
You said you wanted to make it more
Courtney, Courtney, why are you tempting me? What did you say?
Live shows are horrible, and a host that says every 5 seconds.
Or
Someone says lack of editing. I avoid podcasts over 2 hours. Generally podcasts which regularly last over 2 hours begin with 30-40 minutes of banter between hosts.
Oh god, I can't stand that. That's why I wanted to keep ours an hour long.
This is perfect. The fake radio voice some podcasters attempt.
Have I told you about my radio voice?
This isn't what I want to hear when I listen to podcasts. I want casual, honest conversations.
Why aren't they subscribed? Or whatever it's called. Following? Trending? I don't know anymore.
I like good audio quality and maybe a nice. Oh my god! I like good audio quality and maybe a nice intro music, but I don't like it when it gets too overproduced. Looking at Radio Lab, whoever that is.
You know what I hate people using? Stop. What is that? A glass of water? Thank you.
When an interview is just an advertisement for a book that gets just published.
Isn't that that's a lot of podcasts?
That's a lot of podcasts.
Just people talking about the. Here today we've got
Alan.
What's the Barefoot Investor guy called?
Oh, give me a second. Scott. Scott Page.
We've got Scott Page here to talk about his new book. Scott, hold on. Scott what?
The Barefoot Investor.
Scott Pat. We've got Scott Pat on this show today, here to talk about his brand new book, Barefoot Investor. Now, tell me about the book. What are all these steps? Oh, I should change to the bank with the lowest interest rate. Good idea, Scott. I should change banks to the one that has a higher investment
return
or something. That's a good idea, Scott. I actually had a quick flick through this the other day. It's not too bad, but it's
is that the one
Ian
Andrew gave us? Like
yes.
Gio gave us one. Yeah, we haven't. I don't know what Naz is. Who knows?
It's got here barefoot steps on one page, right? And it's got here step 1: schedule a monthly barefoot date night.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have a partner for starters with that one. So
yeah.
But let's say it probably says here, you can have a date with yourself. Step 2: set up your buckets. Step 3: Step 3: domino your debts. Right.
Yeah.
Step 4: buy your house. Step 5: increase your super to 15%.
Sorry, you're not Scott. What are you doing?
Anyway, well, I was going to say, right, so what happens when I pick up this book and I skip step 1, 2, and 3 because I don't have any debt. I skip step 4 because I've bought a house and I already own it almost, basically. Step 5 comes once the house is paid off. And step 6 is it's boost your mojo to 3 months, whatever that means. I mean, my mojo is doing just fine, thank you. And then step 5, get the banker off your back. Shouldn't that be further back?
Probably.
I do nail your retirement number.
Troy, we didn't come in to fall asleep.
Anyway, it's all good. It's all good, decent advice.
Yeah. This
Scott
comment
told me himself
about tropes might be close to you in a way. This person says, when amateurish podcast hosts can't recognize that aren't actually funny, the banter sometimes goes overboard and just comes across as unprofessional as opposed to a nice balance and blend between banter and subject matter. Looking at you, last podcast on the left.
Huh? Wait, really? They specifically called out last podcast on the left?
Yeah, apparently they don't recognize. They think they don't recognize that they aren't actually funny.
What? No, they're very good at that. Also, they're not meant to be funny. They talk about. I mean, they are meant to be a little funny, but they talk about serious stuff. They have I forget what they call it. They have specific. They call them warnings, not warnings, but it's been ages since I've listened to an episode where they did it. But basically, they say it's they let people know when it gets into the really disturbing stuff.
Yeah,
like the stuff you don't realize humans can do.
Yeah. So I've got some tropes about certain podcasts. So The Chaser, the one I've been trying to bark you on about, there's 2 tropes they do which kind of annoys me because it's stupid. They don't have to do, and one of them seems a very woke thing to do too. So they say at every episode, this episode is recorded on Gadigal land, which is the indigenous land that they live. I'm assuming
that would annoy me a little. Yes.
So Troy, for the sake of wokeness, this episode has been recorded on Boonwurrung land.
Is that actually what?
Yes,
what
that's what it looks like.
is?
Boonwurrung land.
I see. That does not defeat the whole purpose of because there was no. They didn't believe in ownership. Didn't the original Aboriginal people? So that's what I've been told. I don't know if that's true or not. But they didn't believe in ownership of the land.
I don't know. Probably. So anyway,
I mean, I could be wrong.
And the other thing they do is our gear is from Rode. Well, in that case, Troy, our gear is from JB Hi-Fi.
Oh, our gear, right?
Our gear.
They use Rode. Oh, lucky, of course they use Rode.
Our gear is from JB Hi-Fi.
Well, hold on. I think JB Hi-Fi. I count the controller as JB Hi-Fi. This desk. This desk is Office Works. These speakers are Office Works, I think. The monitor is Office Works.
This desk is from Facebook
And
Marketplace.
this keyboard is from Big W. Although that was a mistake.
Cash converters.
And this mouse is from the Reject Shop.
And this monitor.
And that monitor over there is from Saint what?
St. Vincent de Paul's.
St. Lawrence.
Oh.
St. Lawrence charity, not charity, but op shop.
This
charity
mouse is bought from a Temu website. This cup was from some place.
And the computer was from Cybercorp or whatever it was. Cybercorp? No, Spec Corp or something. Some sort of corp.
Sure,
huh?
We'll go with it.
Scorptech, that's it. I think it was Scorptech.
Scorptech. Why does your wife know it better than you?
Oh my God!
I don't know.
Understandable. So yeah, is there anything else you want to cover before we sign off?
Courtney's brought over my trump cards. What, you want me to talk about the game we haven't opened yet?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Whose birthday is coming up?
It's my daughter's.
It's your daughter's birthday. We're going to play this for your daughter's birthday. It's the Trump cards.
Yes.
The Donald Trump cards. It's the naughtiest Trump card game ever.
Oh, I forgot about this one. Okay, sorry. I just remembered I've got something on my notes. So, another podcast I listened to, No Such Thing as a Fish, they talk about facts. There was a
no
group
such thing as a fish.
Yeah, they just talk about
Prove
facts that keep you
Prove it.
distracted. The one of them was talking about there was a group of artists in the UK called the Barbie Liberation Front. And what they did was they went around swapping voice boxes between the Barbie dolls and the G.I. Joe dolls. So you'd have a G.I. Joe.
I can imagine.
You'd have a G.I. Joe doll saying,
Is it?
Do we have
G.I.
enough clothes?
Joe they fought Cobra commanders?
Yes,
or
correct.
something?
That's
Okay,
it.
I'm just imagining like Barbie, like, come on, troops, let's go defeat Cobra Command.
You have a Barbie doll saying, eat lead. And the G.I. Joe doll would say, like, do we have enough clothes?
Does this shirt make my
wedding.
Does this shirt make my breast look big? Does this make my ass look big?
So yeah, I thought that was a pretty funny thing to do, like swapping around voice boxes.
You pick up the Barbie doll and you hold it in front of you and you push the button. All you hear is,
This is Sparta!
Yeah, that was that's such a good prank though.
That is a good prank though. That is brilliant. I'd do that with a Barbie doll. How would they even do that? Switch the voice boxes? They must be made by the same company or something.
Well, if it's anything like my daughter's teddy bear thing as a voice box, this is just Velcro and you just pull it out.
I mean, I didn't even know Barbie dolls had voice boxes.
I think the thing is too, G.I. Joe dolls and Barbie dolls were made by the same company, so they probably had the same
so
plugs.
they probably got lazy and set it up exactly the same, so you could just unplug one plug in the other. So what is it? Was this a prank group or a
Well,
what did you say it was?
Of artists.
They're a group of artists.
They were performing artists, I think they were, from memory.
I see. And I'm just I'm just imagining like they were like protesting something, like women's rights or something. In their heads, all they can hear is people going. But in reality, it's like those people who were protesting on like the Stop the Oil people who plant themselves in the middle of the freeways and that.
Oh yeah,
everyone's actually going. Yeah. You know what, my bloody chair? I need to get a new chair. It keeps sinking. Now I know why the person who threw it out. Oh, that's right. This chair, side of the road.
This chair, some random pop-up furniture store.
Do you know what my pet peeve when it comes to podcasts and not stereotype? What's the word for it?
Tropes.
Tropes. That's it. Thank you. You know what my thing is? Tropes. It's bloody soundboards. I can't stand people's soundboards.
I mean, I don't mind them as long as there's some sort of sense of control.
Jackson.
And knowing when.
Am I glad he's frozen in there and that we're out here and that he's the sheriff and that we're frozen out here and that we're in there and I just remembered we're out here. What I want to know is where's the caveman?
He always comes.
What do you mean, Jackson? I've got full control.
Yeah, self-control. Full self-control.
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
What is that from?
It's from Rick and Morty.
Oh, okay.
Because there's literally a scene where they go to meet this assassin guy, and after Rick gives him a gun to help him, it's a long story, but they help him out, and then it cuts to what he's doing after they help him out, like his mission, and he gets all ready, he kisses a little photo of his loved one, and he goes, "Oh boy, I sure do love he's like, I sure do love killing people." And then another time he's like, "Oh boy," and he goes, "Oh boy, here I go killing again."
Whoops! Oh well.
It's actually quite funny because Morty crashes the car into him.
Hey, Morty!
And crushes him.
Morty. Yeah. I do his voice. I haven't done his voice in a while.
Let's go. In and out. 20 minutes adventure.
That's how you meant to sound like him. When I was way too grunty. You gotta put too much effort into it. You gotta tone it down.
You're still a failure.
You don't have to shout at me.
You lying dicks!
I didn't lie about nothing.
I love using these new ones that I've got. I'm scared to use some of these because I'm trying to find the perfect situation for them, but there's no situations to come up.
Fair enough. Well, I think that about wraps that up, really.
It does. What an episode compared to the previous one. Better homes and gardens. Pimp my garden.
If you want to, as a bonus, if you want to just record the funny bits that you enjoyed, do that, and then we'll release it as a special episode, a bonus.
I tell you, I'll record myself talking to you, responding to you, talking to me that we didn't get the recording of.
Sure, no worries. All right.
I can't believe that Essendon player almost killed that Sydney player.
Okay, I'll feed him. Yeah, I'll do that.
You better do some editing.
Yes, well, it's fine because we're signing off.
That's right, we're signing off. All right, outro. Well, I had an outro, but it turned into our intro, so I guess I'll use it for both.
It can be both.
It's too long.
My allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy!
You're still a failure.
I always come.
No offense, but I really don't care.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm finished.